Jeff Koinange live at the Intercontinental Hotel. What a Thursday. Inspiration, no doubt, with the one and only Mr. Magic Fingers himself, Aaron Rimbui. I tell you, what a story. Almost lost the use of those magic fingers at the age of 14, 22 years ago. Gas explosion at a neighbor's house almost tore off his face and his fingers. He picked himself up, overcoming odds. That's our hashtag tonight with these Twitter handles at Aaron Rimbui, at Koinange Jeff. The tweets are coming in thick and fast. Aaron, have a seat here, man. I got to read a couple of these tweets because people are obviously very, very inspired tonight. L. Joy Muyenzi says, he is such an inspiration. Only God works. How God works, only he himself knows. Njoki Mboro says, Inspiration Thursday, Aaron Rimbui, what a moving story, doing his magic on the keyboard. And Team Wangemi says, man, this guy, Aaron Rimbui, can play a piano, overcoming odds. And then my friend Robert Borale says, great show, both of you, very smart. Tell my friend Aaron, he's a great inspiration.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You know, when Robert Borale says you're looking good, you know he...
Really?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Wow.
He says, you dressed well.
Thank you.
Like the purple, man. 14.
Yes.
And by the way, I didn't mention you were a great drummer.
That's how I started.
That's how you started.
That's how I started.
As a drummer.
As a drummer. When I was I think I was like probably 2, playing around even in primary school. So I knew myself as a drummer, you know. But I think I switched to the piano when all this happened, because I used to be like, when I watch these great piano players, you know, in Nairobi school, I'm like, there's something about how piano sounds. It's like I could express myself, what I was going through. The drums is much that you can, in my head, like there's much you can do.
Yeah.
But this one, you can create a melody, you can sit and just fly somewhere, you know.
You can escape.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was 16. That's when I first tried to fiddle with it. But now when I turned 17 from 3, that's when I was like, you know what? I think this is the thing.
And you started.
The funny thing is that it just came.
Come on, it just doesn't come. Because I think I can play. You know, when you play, I play myself. You know, I'm doing the tune thing. I have no clue.
It just, for real, I just one day sat on a piano, and it's just...
It came.
It just came, you know. I was doing music at that time because I was a drummer. So even in high school, you know, the music theory.
Yeah. Could you read notes?
I could read notes because anyway, that's part of the class, you know. You have to do your orals,
yeah.
write the stuff,
yeah.
you know. But I didn't have formal training for piano because that's a bit more advanced.
Yes.
But I just sat down and I just started playing.
Did you know this was your calling then?
No.
You didn't?
No. I actually wanted to be a pilot.
Oh.
But then, in Form 3, I always say this. Do you know when maths, the numbers disappear and letters come in?
Yes, I know that one. Pi r squared or something.
By the way, maths hated me. I loved it.
It didn't love you back.
For real. Yani,
yeah.
I went for tuition. I did everything. Yeah, I even prayed.
Right.
But that story for piloting just
ended there.
It just died.
Speaking of praying, you became very religious after your incident, didn't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
I think for me, I think that's where I found some answers to some of the questions that I was asking. Yeah. And I found that through God, you know, in the sense that I can remember like it's like an audible voice, you know, like while it happened, just why don't you tell this as your story? You know, yeah. You went through it. You know, there are people who don't go through it. You know, so I was like, okay, probably, and that's when I started accepting it, and I think that's when I was like, you know what, I'll seek God. Man. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you still have the scars on your face? Were they visible scars?
They were, because first of all, because of surgery.
Yes.
You know, and the surgery was tedious. I had to go for countless times of stitching. It opens up, stitches, because your forehead, according to the dermatologist, the skin is not that thick, because your bone is right there. So they're trying to stitch it, but it keeps on opening.
Popping open.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a time that they told me that they can't put too much anesthesia because it will just mess up my nerves, so they have to do it live.
No.
For real.
And? Pain again. Pain like you never...
Countless times, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
They were doing it live. They were...
Yeah, they had to. Because I can remember they came and told me that, you know what, we've had to put too much of the stuff, and we just don't want to mess you up. We don't want your nerves to go...
To die, yeah.
To die.
Correct.
So just you've been through, take another step.
And people go for Botox today?
I don't understand. I'm like, are you mad?
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm like, but I went through it, man.
Yeah.
And step at it, one day at a time.
Obviously, you're still a teenager. You're in your prime.
Mm-hmm.
What would the girls do when they saw you?
I think at that time I was still too self-absorbed. But of course now you want that. Of course now you're getting attracted to the ladies.
Correct.
You know? But I think I was too shy, and so I just became very introverted. You know.
Yeah.
It's much later when after high school when I went into St. Mary's and did IB, is when now first of all you're forced. Those are your classmates.
Correct.
So I think that's where I gained my confidence.
But before that, you were an introvert.
I was completely
piano
introverted.
was your thing.
You know, if there's nothing, I'll just go and hide in a music center or a piano at church.
Yeah.
Because at that time I didn't have a big piano, so I'd go look for a church and lock myself, ask the caretakers, can I just play the piano?
And play.
And just play, you know. And play and play and play and play.
When did the surgeries end?
The surgery was one, and that was 1994. That's almost a year after the accident.
But with the keloids and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was I think a 6-hour surgery, and that was it. But now I had to go through radiotherapy and a lot of reconstructive, like the as I say, the scars. So that now continued for another 2 years. So you have to go in and chill for like 40 minutes with that big machine, just like this, until they burn the rays. No, they burn the skin so that it doesn't overgrow again. So
yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, will I ever be normal again? Did that cross your mind?
It did, severally. There was like, there's a place I used to write, and I used to ask, hey man, is this my life? Because actually, even what the fire did is that it also messed up my chest. Because you know, when an explosion happens, generally your reflex is to take a deep breath, like,
that's right.
Yeah.
You suck it all in.
So you suck it all in. So up till now, I still have occasional issues. My chest can give me problems.
Yeah.
But so I was like, you know what? Well, what can I do? If I become sad and become bitter, it doesn't change the fact.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time I was actually rational about it.
I guess, you know, the question, a lot of people, and I'm sure there's victims out there watching the show, and they start feeling sorry for themselves. Did you do that?
Yeah, I felt sorry for myself. Yeah, that's part of it. You feel like, you know what, it's unfair. Actually, the times you get so angry, and then you become bitter.
Yeah, yeah.
And so...
what would your folks do?
At that time, my folks, I have to give it to them. They were gracious. I think they're like, you know what, let's support our son, you know. School was actually difficult, let me just say that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because not only because of the physical stuff, but I was just going through stuff, you know. Sometimes the teachers couldn't understand what I was going through. Sometimes I just didn't want to go to school. Yeah. So I was it was just a whirlwind of stuff, you know. Everyone is asking you, get into a mat, they ask you, nini, naona kuna, you know.
They ask you?
So you have to relieve.
They ask you openly?
Yeah. Some guys actually just come and ask you, hey, kijana, kulikuwa na shida? Like, yeah.
Oh, man. So when you, and I digress for a second, right? And I think of such an one, right? The explosion from the gas tank.
And even the one at the pipeline.
The pipeline as well.
Exactly,
yeah. Yes.
Every time I see those images, I feel for those people, because I'm like, I was one of them, you know. And I saw, not too long ago, there's a piece that was done about where are they now, you know.
Where are they now?
And I could just see exactly what I was going through. There's a lady who just came and said that they've been forgotten, you know, the government is not helping them.
Is she all scarred?
Yeah, she's all scarred, and you can see like her skin is pulled. Thank God that at that time my folks had insurance, so I'd got some good treatment. And one of the things that I've always been thinking about is how, if there's a way that when these accidents happen, there's a way to help these people, to look for money, to take these people to get good surgery, good treatment, you know. Because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be looking like this, you know.
Yeah.
Because we, at that time, thank God, we had some good doctors, some guys who really fixed me.
Yes.
But there are those who don't, you know, and they're in a worse situation than I am, you know. And so anytime I see that on TV, I'm like, you just don't understand what those guys are going through.
Did you get flashbacks?
They stopped.
You got them for a while?
Yeah, I got them for a while. Some nightmares.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You'd wake up screaming?
I don't think I'll wake up screaming. Just you wake up and your heart is beating, you know. So,
cold sweat.
Yeah, a cold sweat, yeah. So you're like, then you're like, okay, you know. And the main image is the poof and me running out, you know.
Yes.
So, and that's the, wow. But we're here, man, and I'm doing it. And
look at you. Speaking of here, I mean, 2 albums later.
Exactly.
And a whole bunch of, I mean, I didn't mention you've performed with the likes of Eric Wainaina, Hugh Masekela, Sean Kuti.
Exactly.
Sauti Soul.
Exactly. Those are my boys.
You've done it all. I mean,
it's you know, there's a saying that your gift opens doors and you'll sit in the feet of kings.
Yes.
You know, look at Sauti Soul dancing with
Obama.
Exactly.
And the president.
And so this has taken me far, you know. I get some emails and I'm like, really, you guys, you want me to play there, you know? And so yeah, it's been a good ride. The last couple, let me say it completely opened up. First of all, it was a risk, because you know instrumental music is still not that known. You know? But I was like, you know what? So what? Let me just get out my records out there. In 2005, I took the plunge, and it was an idea actually. I was producing for artists at that time. So I'd been working with Bruce Odhiambo. Yeah,
Bruce.
And so, after doing a tour in the States for about a year in a gospel group, I came back and I was like, you know what, let me produce. And so after producing, Kanji Mbugua comes and tells me, you know what, why don't you do your record? I'm like, really? Like, yeah, why not? And so 3 weeks. My first record took 3 weeks to do. My second record took 2.5 years.
Wow.
I think at that time I was ready.
You were ready.
Pour. Yeah,
You were ready. Yeah. How did the first one do, Keys of Life?
It was very interesting, because I always tell that story, which it's so hilarious, because instrumental music is not that known. So I can remember when I had the master CD, I was driving, I got into a cab. So I put it in just to see how it sounds, you know. So we were driving with this driver, you know. So he tells me, "Mzuri sana." Like, I tell him, thank you. Then he tells me, "Lakini, wataanza kuimba saa ngapi?"
Bado nangojea.
I'm like, whoa.
There's an honest opinion right there.
So I'm like, I can now. Did this guy just diss me, or is it?
Yeah.
So that's what I was like. Well, let me just spread the gospel. You know, instrumental music is big in SA.
It is. And tell me something. Didn't Stevie Wonder do an album called Songs in the Key of Life, something like that?
Yeah. Songs in the Key of Life.
Yes.
But mine is Keys of Life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Did he inspire you? Has Stevie inspired you?
My dad used to play Stevie records. No, Hotter Than July.
Hotter Than July.
Yeah, but actually the music that I grew up listening to, lived in the soul music, was Maroon Commandos, and there used to be a club called Bombax Club on Gong Road.
You remember that?
Yeah, they used to play, the Maroon Commandos used to play there. And so I grew up listening. So every evening I'd listen to this music. Now, of course, there's your soul records. That, like Stevie is Stevie.
Stevie is a legend.
He's the man.
He's a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you play Stevie for us as we go on break?
Let me see if I can try.
Go on, man. Go on. You're magic fingers, man. You can do anything you want to do. Oh my! You enjoy this. This is your life.
Of course.
Isn't she lovely? Oh yeah.
I didn't practice.
My goodness, Aaron Rimbui, if this is not inspiration, then I don't know what is. This man literally picked himself up from the ashes, literally ashes. With that explosion in the neighbor's house that tore off his face and almost crippled his arms. Look at him now. Anyone out there who's feeling down and out, you feel you can't go on, listen to this man, Harun Kimathi. I Googled you, man. You laughed when I said that before.
That's my M-Pesa name.
So if I send you a message, it says Aaron Kimathi.
Rimbui, though.
Yeah, okay. AKA Aaron Rimbui. And his albums, Keys of Life is the first one. The second one is called Alpha Jiri. Check him out. He is prolific. He's the best of what he does in the region, if not across the continent. He is Mr. Magic Fingers. Keep tweeting at Aaron Rimbui, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag we're using tonight, Overcoming Odds. Jeff Koinange Live takes another break. We'll be back, plenty more inspiration on the other side of this break. Back in a moment.